Welcome to Black Belt Beauty Radio, a podcast fueled by a passion to support your journey in developing your most beautiful and optimal performance in life. Each episode is driven with the intention to elevate your mind. When we elevate our mind, we elevate our life. So get ready. It's time to rise.
What's up, people? Welcome back to Black Belt Beauty Radio. You guys, it is the final Solosode of this year, which is so badass to me. I can't believe a whole year of this podcast is basically here. It's actually next year is the official year anniversary. December 27th, 2017. You guys, I launched this. So I do have a final episode honoring the year that will launch next week, and I can't wait to share it all with you guys. But I'm also really excited to get down on the Solosode for you. So for those of you who might be new to the podcast, welcome. And, just to give you a little briefing on what a Solosode is, it's basically exactly what it sounds like. It's a solo episode with me where I get to kind of unravel some mindset thoughts, and everything is meant to support your process, your pursuit in reaching, that better version of yourself, that higher expression of yourself, and having a life that reflects it. So I really have come to love these Solosodes, and I know that, I get a lot of feedback from so many of you who listen, which I appreciate so much, about how much you guys love these Solosodes. So I'm excited to get into this one, because I've said it before that, half the time I step up to the Solosode, you guys, and I know what I want to express. I have an idea in mind. And then honestly, the other half, I don't, but I just know I got to get it done. And, there's something about this kind of healthy pressure that when I sit down, I just, that healthy pressure induces creativity, and it's rad because it's very in the moment. It's very authentic, so, I love that. But this particular episode that I have in mind, it came to me when I was training. Surprise, surprise. That happens quite often. All the endorphins and good feelings tend to, just kind of open up my mind, and a lot of my writing and ideas actually flood in to me in those moments. So, it initially stemmed from, I was training. I was in a moment of almost being fatigued. I was, super challenged. And a question that I love to ask myself in that moment, and really in any moment where I feel challenged, where I'm facing adversity, I love to ask myself the question of, who are you? Who are you right now? Because that question is very confrontational to me in a very healthy way. So who I don't want to be is someone who crumbles under stress, someone who backs away from a challenge. I would rather just push and give it, even if it's like one more rep. And obviously this is in the case of training, one more second, or if it's a challenge, outside of training, I want to be that composed, focused, capable version of myself. So asking myself that question, who are you right now? It forces me to basically level up and to handle my shit the way that, I really want to, which, in or out of the gym, in or out of training it's very composed. Like, I got this. So taking that concept, it made me think about some other very, very powerful questions that I asked myself. And these questions I actually ask pretty much like several times throughout the week. So almost every day. I mean, one or two of them legit I ask every day, usually at the start of the day too. And I'll explain why. So I want to share, 5 questions that I ask myself in an effort to help me be more productive, on point, focused, aligned, composed. I got to be careful about the words that I leak right now because I can give away some clues to my questions, and I don't want to do that. But basically, you guys, these questions really, really help me to be operating, from, the best version of myself every single day. So without any more words, let's get right into these powerful questions. Okay, all of them are major to me, so I don't need to address that every time I'm going to move into the next one. I'm just going to roll with them and, kind of tease apart why they impact me the way that they do. So the first one is, how can I be most effective today? How can I be most effective today? And, this one is this is the daily one. It's every single day. Because, being efficient is important and it certainly has its place. But, if you think about it, you could be doing something that maybe isn't that important, but you're doing it very efficiently. So for me, I would rather focus my attention on how to be most effective, obviously to move the needle forward in my life in the manner, in the direction that I want to be moving my life in, right? So when I ask myself this question, it primes me to start thinking about what's important, like how to prioritize, how to eliminate distraction, how to focus. It puts me in this state of, hyper focus on the most important things. And also, not just the most important things, but how to go about these most important things. So, it really helps, especially I find that when you're someone that, obviously this goes for anybody, but I'm going to put a little emphasis on this because this is me in my particular life. I don't have a boss. I don't get up every day and like somebody's telling me, okay, do this, do that. And then this is, you're going to get here and congratulations, right? Nope. I am an entrepreneur. I am a solopreneur, really. It's all on me and it's the life I choose. I love it so much, but it's obviously very important for me to be as effective as I can, in my life, especially obviously as a whole, but pertaining to business, I need to be effective or else I'm not going to make advancements. I'm not going to grow my business and my life if I'm not. So, how can I be most effective today? Just kind of trims the fat on the bullshit and allows me to pay attention to what matters most and then start strategizing on how to best go about, doing those things. So I hope you cherish that question as much as I do. It's pretty major. Okay, moving on. Where am I limiting myself to grow and to achieve greater? Where am I limiting myself to grow and to achieve greater? So straight up, you guys, I feel like it's safe to say that every single human walking the earth, no matter how accomplished you are, how badass you are, how successful you are, like all of that stuff, I feel like because I'm such a growth mindset human, I feel like we always have room to grow. And so asking that question, where am I limiting myself to grow and to achieve greater? I feel like all of us, like if we search hard enough, and for some people, it might be more obvious. For some people, you actually have to do deeper digging, look in the nooks and the crannies. You're going to find, some area where you're probably putting a little limits on your mind in that way, or in some way, shape, or form in yourself in your life, right? And maybe you're like holding back from love or a relationship. I don't know, but there's always, I think all of us can, if we really do the work, we can find some kind of area where we can do better, where we can allow ourselves to not be limited there. Or maybe it's like lightening up resistance in that area. Do you know what I mean? But anything that's essentially stopping us to grow to a fuller potential. I feel like there's always room for that. But, if we don't ask this question, probably going to just not be willing to do the deep work to look for it. And this almost goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyways. Look, if you're not this is a very important piece to all of these questions. you got to be fucking honest with yourself. Like if you're not going to be honest, then don't even ask these questions. You know what I mean? Because you're never going to know. It's nothing really matters. Like you can answer these questions, but if you're not being honest, then what's it all really worth anyways, right? And it's not, not always easy. It's not always fun. Sometimes there could be a lot of work that you have to face because you ask these questions. Maybe sometimes not as much, but the point is that it's a really healthy way for us to keep ourselves in a state of growth, in a state of progression, in a state of authenticity, and essentially just keep us on the pursuit of, moving towards more of a peak expression, of ourselves in our life. So really important. Be honest. Okay. Next question. Oh, this one's so potent. So this is not I didn't come up with these questions. The other two, I did. This one, I did not. However, I am so grateful to have been gifted this question. And I'm saying gifted because it truly feels like it was a gift. And it wasn't just for me, you guys. It was for every single person who listened to episode 40 with my friend Logan Gelbrich, who dropped this question on all of us. So the question is, how might I be wrong about this? How might I be wrong about this? That is a scary fucking question. It is absolutely so uncomfortable, right? Because let's be real. Like, who wants to depart from what they feel secure with? Like, I'm so sure about that. Or I'm great at this. How might I be wrong about that? Like, that's scary, right? Nobody wants to do that except the people who really want to continue growing in life. Hand is raised right now, It's so true though. Like when he said that, it's like, damn, it's like, you know what it feels like? It's like you do all this work. Like you're cleaning your house, right? I'm going to give you this. You're cleaning your house. You do all this work. You're vacuuming, but you don't feel like moving the chairs to vacuum behind it or the mirror or whatever. But it's right in front of you. And that like that extra step is going to really, now you're going to have like a full on clean area, right? But it's just that extra bit of effort. Do you really want to do it? It might sound like a funny kind of analogy, but that's what that question's like to me. And then some, because you can feel very confident in whatever, wherever, whatever, your job, your relationship, yourself, you know what I'm saying? Just to give you some ideas. And then to drop that question is like, do you really want to do it when you feel so good right now? When you feel so validated, when you feel so secure, when you feel so certain, when you feel so sure? Like, do you really want to ask that question? Because fuck, what if you are wrong about something? And now you got to rethink the whole thing, or you got to, you know what I mean? It's like that extra bit of effort. But here's the thing. It's like when you discover that, there might be something you could be wrong. Maybe you're not, hey, maybe you're not. But what if there is something to discover from that question? You have this new piece to your masterpiece, because now there's like, okay, now I got to work on this, or now I need to adjust this, or I need to reevaluate. It's another clue to, bridging you to living from, a higher, fuller version of yourself, right? Or advancing in your business, or advancing in your life, period. All of it, really. But, a lot of people don't want to ask questions like that. I'm not even saying that I want to ask myself that question straight up. I'm just keeping it real, but I do. I don't do it every day, but I do. When he dropped that question, and honestly, you guys, if you haven't listened to episode 40 with Logan, it's like on another level. It's honestly, first of all, it's the most downloaded episode of the year. And for great reason. I mean, the knowledge, the wisdom bombs that were dropped in that episode were so next level. They were just rad, and there's a lot of laughter in it too. It's fun. But man, that question is like, come on, I mean, it's a big one. So I'm happy that I have it in my arsenal of powerful questions to ask myself, whether I use it every day or not, or in every situation or not. I can't turn back now. Like, I know that question, and now all of you do too, right? So it's like, it's up to you. You want to move the mirror and vacuum behind it, or, maybe not today. And that's okay too. Like I said, it's not every day. It's not for everything. But, when you do move the mirror or you do move that chair and you get that bit of, extra work in the vacuum, let's be real, like, it feels better, right? So I don't know. I hope that all made sense to you. It was kind of, yeah. Anyways. Okay. I'm going to move on before I dig myself in a hole that I can't get out. Oh my gosh. Okay. So the next question is also not an original question of mine. However, it is such a great question. And this one, I invite myself to imagine, to, kind of answer from a very imaginary state, quite often. So the question is, what would you do if you knew you could not fail? What would you do if you knew you could not fail? So, a lot of how we lead our lives is, through a state of, like, we're forecasting, there's projections, right? Like, we can't know what's actually coming tomorrow, right? So we're guessing. And I think all of us at some point or many points right now, in the past, coming up, we've all had these experiences where it's like, we're worried, we're afraid, we're nervous, because, we have to take risks, or there's, things that we know, important steps that we know we need to take, but we're hesitating, or we're maybe even going halfway. And you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure all of us, especially people listening to this podcast, can relate to that. So why I love that question so much is because it literally activates my imagination. And I imagine, like, okay, imagine everything that you want to create and to envision. It's inevitable. Like, it's happening. It is guaranteed. Like, it's happening. So how would you proceed? By the way, this is a question I love to ask myself at the top of the day, because it kind of primes me in my direction, for the day. But how would you proceed? Not only in action, but in, like, your emotional state, in your thoughts. How would you proceed if you knew, like, this is all working out, like, guaranteed? And it's amazing because when you take time to actually sit there and imagine what that looks like, and not only, again, what, what it looks like, but what you look like what you feel like, who are you as a result of all of this succeeding, basically? Who is that version of you? Because I'm sure, I've said it many times. I said it in Logan's podcast. I've said it several times in different episodes, but, like, so much of what entices me to create what I am working to create in my life and, achieve the things that I intend and visualize achieving in my life is one part the thing, whatever the things are, but it's equal parts who I have to become in order to do that. Right? So it's that version of Roxanne that's, like, so attractive to me, And so when I think about this, the answer to this question, when I imagine it in my mind, like, okay, I did all of that. I created all of that. I got this shit. It's all flowing. And then I look at who I am in those moments, like, with all of this accomplishment, achievement, success, creation, all that stuff. I go, oh, okay, well, she's not worried about it. She's not hesitating. She's very courageous. She's bold. She's composed. You know what I mean? And I start going through it, and then I'm like, there you go. That's how you proceed into this day. That's how you move into this action. That's how you move forward right now from where you are. That's, legit, you guys. This is like stuff that I actually do to keep me moving forward, to help me maneuver past challenge, and honestly, to help me be more emotionally resilient throughout the whole process. So hopefully that one, resonated with you guys as well, because I am moving on to the final question. Okay. So the final question, you guys, is where can you be more brave in your life? Where can you be more brave in your life? I mean, what a fucking powerful question, right? So simple, so powerful. And, it takes a lot of courage to be honest. I mean, for all these questions, right? It takes a lot of courage to face them. They're very confrontational. Again, like very, very confrontational. But they're supportive in confrontation. So, and I'll wrap out about that after I talk about this question. Where can you be more brave in your life? So, and I feel like I'm a very courageous woman. I mean, truly, I think my life validates that statement. I am a path creator to the truest sense, day by day, brick by brick, making it up as I go. And I mean, there's focus and, it's not like, but there's certainly vision, that's for sure. So it is very vision led, but like I said earlier, it's like, it's all on me, right? So that being said though, it does not omit me from the fact that for sure that I could be braver in some areas of my life. And those areas will constantly change, it could be in relationships, it could be in business, it could be in, I don't know, whatever. It could be even lifting weights. Like, what are you doing? You could stack more weight on that, bar right now. I'm just saying, like, there's always going to be an area where I could be more brave. And I feel like that goes for really all of us, all of us. And, the thing about these questions, it's like, a question like this, you're not going to become more brave if you don't confront yourself to become more brave, right? Because what do we need to do to be braver? Well, we got to get uncomfortable. And, this is kind of an ongoing conversation that goes on this podcast, but like the power of finding comfort in discomfort, the power of seeking challenges that make you uncomfortable. I mean, that's where growth is. So this question is saying like, hey, where can you be more brave in your life? Is there a conversation that you keep putting off that you need to have because it's kind of uncomfortable? Maybe you need to be a little bit braver and actually just do it. Is there a job you need to quit, but you're scared to? I'm just making this all up to say that like there's a million and one ways that we can be braver in all of our unique lives. And so to ask myself this question personally is rad because I'm always honest, and I'll scan my life, sometimes it's like right on the surface. I don't need to do shit. It's like staring at me. I'm like, oh, okay, I know. But there's follow through. And I think that's, now to go into what I was saying earlier about these questions being confrontational, but they're not, they're not like pointing finger, you're doing something wrong, judgy kind of questions that you're going to inflict upon yourself. They're very just observant, and they're very, really, you guys are supportive. These are actual tools. These are tools in my toolkit to kick ass in life, basically, right? Like we have to take the responsibility of growing ourselves to become greater every day. Like nobody else is going to, it is nobody else's responsibility. It's not your partner's, it's not your parents. It's like, it's you. Maybe when you're a little kid, your parents guide you, but like at the end of the day, and at the beginning of the day and throughout it, man. It's our responsibility to reach for better every single day. And, obviously you have to have the desire to do it. It's not everybody has this passion. I know that people listening to this podcast do. So I feel like I could just speak to all of us right now and say, we know this is our responsibility. So creating routines and habits and tools that support us to do this thing, to turn our best into better, is essential. It's absolutely a requirement. We need to do it. So, I love having these confrontational moments with myself that require absolute honesty and then follow through, action. That's really, really important. Don't want to ask these questions, be honest, and then do nothing fucking about it, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. 5 powerful questions that I, ask myself throughout the week that have served me greatly to this day. And I can't see that changing. I can only see myself, creating more questions or adding more to this arsenal. But the goal is obviously to share them with you so that they can support you to, continue kicking ass in your life as well and keep reaching for better and chasing that excellence and, all that stuff. You deserve it. You're worth it. Truly. So listen, I am so grateful. I have there's a little love note that I put at the end of the year anniversary episode for you guys, but I'll drop a little love here for you as well, because it's kind of hard for me not to. Honestly, my heart is so full. I am so incredibly grateful for each and every one of you who trust me to spend your valuable time here and know that, you're going to come out at the other end of it and you're going to be feeling better for it. Even if it just made you laugh, even if it just made traffic better and kept you in a great mindset so that when you went to wherever you had to go, you were in a good mood. Even that is success to me, right? So I am very grateful that you guys share your time here with me, and I want it to continue to feel like time well invested. And that is my intention throughout all of the next year and then some. I've got some big plans, big ideas, exciting things. And I can't wait to share it all with you guys and keep connecting with all of you. It means so much to me. So please, as always, share your thoughts with me. Did you get value from these questions? Do you have questions that you ask yourself that you think I would appreciate? I would love to know them. Instagram's probably the best place to find me and to communicate with me. So Roxy Look, RoxyLook, and also, of course, Black Belt Beauty. One word. You guys, all my love to you. I hope you're having the best holiday break, time with your loved ones, time with yourself, loving yourself, taking care of yourself, all of it, all that good stuff. So I'm excited. Next week, 1-year anniversary, baby. Here we go. All right, you guys, lots of love. Peace out.
Thanks so much for tuning into this episode, you guys. If you loved it, please share it on your social. Throw it up on your Instagram stories and tag me. I'm at Black Belt Beauty. I am also at Roxy Look, RoxyLook. I love connecting with you guys. This is a conversation that I want to just continue growing with you guys. So if you feel inspired to hit me up, do so in that space. I always enjoy hearing from you. If you'd like to support this podcast, you can do so by rating it and reviewing it via iTunes. It's such supportive help, you guys. It really helps the visibility of this podcast. So I appreciate and thank you in advance for doing that. And last but not least, if you are interested in starting your own podcast, or perhaps you already have one and you need help with, editing your audio and the production of it, I cannot recommend my producers enough. Resonate Recordings, you guys, they are the bomb. I rely on them. They are an absolute supportive tool to me and my podcast. So check them out and let them know that Black Belt Beauty sent you. And on that note, you guys, I'm signing off with all my love and always looking forward to catching you on the next.